what everybody wants to hear about is Pikes Peak, right?
So I had 3 attempts to set the record. So the first was kind of a warm-up, just kind of a siding lap right up the mountain, and then the second was, try to do it on the second because we'd like to use the third attempt to get helicopter shots, and I was like, okay, I'll give it my best shot.
All right, guys, we are back with Laura Hayes. It's been a while, 6 months or maybe since we last met. A lot has gone on or changed in your business and your career and stuff like that. You got a new team out of Texas, TCB, that I'd like to touch on, and we'll just, I guess, kind of start with that. Actually, to be honest with you, I remember now, after the last podcast, we talked about you leaving to go to TCB.
Did we?
Yeah. You were like, I got this opportunity.
Yeah.
And, you're very loyal person. You were worried about leaving where you were. And you're like, here's what they've got. Here's what I can do. I'm like, decisions made. And I'm like, I can't see anybody where you were really wanting to hold you back from that. But we talked about that after our podcast. Like now, that just ringed in our bell. So now here we are. Fast forward. Yeah. So you're with TCB. Tell us a little bit about what that is and what kind of racing you guys are doing.
Yeah. TCB Racing. TCB stands for taking care of business. And that's kind of the mantra around the shop and in all of the businesses that help, let these guys go racing. So, life happens and another opportunity popped up to just be challenged in different ways and get to work with some different people after having been with Thunder Bunny Racing for like 6 or 7 years and loved my time with those guys. Still like great friends with everybody there. We still go racing together quite often. But yeah, it was time to do something a little bit different. And with TCB Racing, we're racing in World Racing League, so same as what I've done in the past. And these guys are actually just getting started with their racing careers. So they're at the point in their lives where, hey, it's time to have some fun and enjoy, this something that was maybe a hobby and just doing track days and take it to the next level. So we've got 3 Supra GT4s. And turn a lot of laps in those cars.
I was like, you're familiar with that.
Yeah. And getting to be a part of their development and coaching them, at the racetrack, off the racetrack has been a lot of fun. And we also did an extracurricular activity just a few weeks back. We went back to Pikes Peak.
Yes.
So that was pretty cool. But yeah, having a lot of fun.
And you were in the TCB car, one of the TCB cars, right?
Yes. So it's
okay.
the car that we race in WRL.
Yeah.
Brought it to the mountain. Yeah.
Wow. So there's 3 cars, 2 cars?
3 cars.
Okay. And do you get I guess when you drive, you would just have to drive with one of those cars at the race, or can you?
Yes. So there's a coach in each of the cars. So I'm the coach in the number 282. And then we have Tom Long, who is a seasoned veteran, super pro guy. Tom is great. He's in one of the other cars, and then Jason Marks, who's also been around.
And y'all stay in those cars. Y'all don't switch.
Stay in
okay.
Those cars.
All right. That makes sense. Yeah. So, and then 2 drivers or 3 drivers per car?
3.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you've got the coach and the 2 gens.
Yeah. So that's what you're used to before, even though you spent a lot of time in the car before. Has it changed a little bit as far as WRL, the amount of time that you're spending in the car compared to what you did at like TBR and stuff?
I would say I'm probably in the car about the same, maybe a little bit less, because it's important for these guys to get their time behind the wheel and trying to maximize that as much as possible, because they've got endeavors of taking things to another level. So WRL is an excellent place for them to learn their racecraft, to learn racetracks. We're heading to Road Atlanta soon, and
So
great.
are you doing the full schedule with WRL all over the country or not?
No, we're not. We're only doing 6 races, and something else that's also really cool that TCB does is they race in lemons. So they have 4 Mini Coopers. And
You got one of those too.
I do. It's my daily. I love my Mini. Maybe one day it'll become a Lemons car. That'll be its next life. But I was thinking about that yesterday. I'm like, gosh, I was driving my car around Mary Jane, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd wanted to see her as a Lemons car, but we'll see.
Well, in South Carolina now, you can have 8 letters on your personalized tag, so you can put Mary Jane on there.
Oh, can I really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It went from 7 to 8, so.
Oh, shoot.
You need to do that.
Do that. That's awesome. But anyways, the way that they use Lemons, I think it's really neat, is they put people in the cars, invite them out for the weekend. Nobody has ever been in a race car before. I mean, like, as green as you can be, complete novices, and these are folks who are a part of their businesses, could be friends and family.
Yeah.
And these folks have the time of their lives, and it's a lot of fun. You didn't watch them like on day one. They're really nervous. They're not sure what they're getting themselves into.
Yeah.
And then we do some lead follow, and they're behind me, and I'm kind of talking them through, like, hey, here's the flag station over here. You need to pay attention to your flags. Here's brake points. And then by the end of it, they're out there making passes and coming off the track, talking about their war stories. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly. Now this year, and I may be getting one of the other teams you're racing for mixed up, but y'all won a race. Is that in WRL or is that with the other team that you were?
We won with TCB.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was at Barber back in March.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't remember which team you were racing for that time, but I remember you had a win. So
Yeah. That was a good day. That was Mike Robbins and myself. We actually tag teamed the whole race.
Yeah.
Just he and I bouncing back and forth all day. So yeah.
So did he come in first and second, or just first?
We came in first. I think the second car might have had a mechanical at some point, and they fell back a little bit.
So Mike Robbins is your co-driver?
He's my co-driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking about the other coach.
Yeah. So that was a cool day for Mike.
Oh, I bet
Killed
so.
it.
Yeah.
He was a big part of the day. He did awesome.
And that's a technical track there too.
Yes, and he loves it, and that's the thing. It's like when you love a track, you get a little bit more out of yourself in your driving. So
we went there with TBR and it poured down, so I didn't really get to drive the track.
Yeah.
But we had a sim season at TBR, and we drove that track, and I actually really did like it once I got learned it on the sim. It was a lot more, because I feel like I'm a more of a high speed. I like VIR. I like Road Atlanta, the higher speed tracks like that. Mm-hmm. And Barber is not really that. You don't have that long of a straightaway or whatever. So, but once I got on the sim and learned how to drive the track, it was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it's amazing how it correlates so well now, especially if you approach the sim the right way and you approach a sim like how you drive a car. She's probably going to be a little bit more cautious than just going out and sending it.
Yeah. I remember riding with you, and I was on the sim. We were all and I'm trying to beat everybody's lap times. And I finally decided I'm not going to be able to beat your time. I'm just going to drive the sim like I drive it on the racetrack. And I used to tell Will, I said, you can't drive it like that way on the racetrack. You can't do that. So I finally said, I'm not going to get myself in a bad habit and go to the racetrack and drive it like this and hurt myself. I'm going to drive the car like I do on the track and try to get my time better that way. So,
Yep. It's all about how you approach it.
Yeah. So what races with TBC and WRL do you have? You have Road Atlanta will come in. I mean, what do you have for the rest of the season?
Rest of the year. So Road Atlanta coming up, and then Sebring and COTA. We'll round out the year with them.
And is this the last year COTA? I mean, didn't it go private or something?
It's only private, yeah.
Okay, but not this. It's still public now?
I think it's still public now.
Yeah.
But I know they're starting to wind down some of their events and track days. I know some of the guys at TCB, they're all talking about going to COTA for one last track day before it goes private. So, yeah.
And so TCB is headquartered out of Texas, but you still live here in the Greenville area. So you're doing a little more traveling back and forth, which is nice because I don't think you wanted to move.
No, I love Greenville.
Yeah. So, but you are spending a lot of time in an airplane, and from there to now Dome is the other team that you're racing for, but that's not WRL, right? That's
that's SRO.
Okay.
GT4 America.
And those are what, 2-hour races or one?
A 1 hour race.
Okay.
With 2 drivers. So we each take about, say, 30 minutes
Yeah.
each day. So there's 2 of those.
And so you're riding with your old co-driver, Alan Patton, or you're racing with him? Or
So I'm racing with the owner of the team,
Okay.
Eddie Colleen.
Okay.
So he and I are paired up. And then Alan, he's in the sister car
Okay.
with Mark Miller.
Okay. And those are Mercedes?
Mercedes
Okay.
GT4s. Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I like it.
And that's a GT4 too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they all came together. I mean, super last minute. I didn't think I was going to be back in GT4 America this year, which, the season was coming around and I was a little bit bummed about that. And then Alan called me and he's like, hey, there might be this opportunity to race with Eddie. And hopped on the phone with Eddie. We totally hit it off. He's a great dude. Tons of fun to be around. I love driving with him. And so that all came together very last second. Thanks to Eddie and Alan and Uma.
And where are they located? Where's Dom?
The cars are based out of Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And are they doing a full schedule?
They are, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, doing a full
So are
season.
you racing the full schedule with them?
Full schedule with
How
them.
many races is that per year?
That's 7 races.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think when we talked before, there's really no overlap between WRL and whatever.
No, it worked out great.
Huh?
Well, actually, I say that. There was one conflict. So I had to stay at Road America and do WRL with TCB. And so the Dome guys found a driver to substitute for me at COTA for the 3-hour race.
TCB is your primary
TCB's
employer.
primary. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gotcha. And so they had to find another race.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Fortunately, everybody was understanding of that and knew it going in. But yeah.
Yeah. So which one do you like better? I mean, do you like the shorter races? Or, I mean, to me, it's almost like a session at the Drivers Club at Road Atlanta. 30 minutes is over like that.
It
So
is.
you almost feel like you don't get to race much, do you?
Yeah, it kind of depends, right? I mean, if you have a green flag stint in the SRO GT4 America series and you're out there for 25, 30 minutes and you're at Road Atlanta like we were just about a month ago and it's hot, and you're out there fighting for your life, it feels like the longest half hour ever, And then there are other times where it goes by super fast. Just kind of depends on what you're dealing with out there on track. Because I've had stints where it's like, not only feels like I've done 5 laps, it's already over, right?
Yeah.
And then in the WRL thing, it's a completely different mindset. You've got more time. As stint of fuel's going to be somewhere around 55 to 60 minutes. And then depending on the strategy, you might do a double stint. So you could be out there for a couple of hours. So it's, definitely
and it's a different
mentality.
strategy. I mean, it's shorter race. It's probably more aggressive. You got to get to the front. And, if you're halfway back in the pack in WRL and to start, you got a long way to go.
Yeah.
And save your tires and fuel and all
Well,
that.
you're playing the long game in WRL. And with the GT4 stuff, I mean, it's out of the gate. Every second, every pass, everything counts, because that opportunity that you had going into turn 3, you might not have it again, and now you're stuck behind this guy for the rest of your stint. So it's really aggressive racing, and it's very different and challenges me in a different way. So that's nice.
Yeah.
You're
Well, probably what everybody wants to hear about is Pikes Peak, right?
yeah.
So 2 years ago, you set the record. 24, right?
24.
24 at a 10:20, fastest woman up Pikes Peak, and then you were off for a year. You didn't go back in 25, right?
No, we skipped a year.
Yeah. So this year, we went back with the Supra with TCB, and by the way, that livery will be on the car the rest of the year, right?
Yes.
At WRL. So killer livery on that, and you still had good weather this year. I mean, there's times where you can't even make it to the top, right?
Hey, I've timed it right the last couple of visits there.
2024 and this year both, you got a full ride all the way to the top.
Yep. Yeah, because last year that we skipped, they had a short course because there were about 100-mile-per-hour winds up at the summit, so they had to bring the finish line down to about halfway. So, the whole Pikes Peak month is happening, and FOMO's hitting hard, and then race day comes around, and you're like, well, I'm glad I didn't go. It saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
But now this year the weather was perfect.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, new pavement at the top.
Yeah, they did something funny this time around. They definitely threw everybody for a loop. So we went out there for the test days at the end of May, and seat time at Pikes Peak is so valuable because you hardly get any during the actual race week. So a lot of the teams will go out for the pre-race testing, and in between the testing and the race, they repaved sections in the kind of towards the finish line in the upper section where it was incredibly bumpy.
Yeah, you had a bump right at the end.
Oh yeah,
before,
big
right?
bump at the end, and leading up to that, in a couple of corners, just like really sketchy areas. But everybody knew where the sketchy areas were, right? So it wasn't like anybody was surprised. And then they repaved some spots, and it became a different challenge. There were a few incidents because of it, I think. So, yeah.
Didn't cars get airborne at the end? Like whatever they fixed, there was part of it's still pretty bad, right? At the finish line.
Yeah, the finish line was actually very smooth.
Okay.
So that was a nice run up to the finish line, because in years past you'd come up to the finish and you see the checkered flag in your face and you're like, I've got to put my foot down to the floor and
Yeah.
get up here, and then there's a big bump that would like totally send the car sideways, which I thought was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And so that was completely smooth, lots of grip there. And then a couple of sections, or a couple of corners behind that, there's an area called Cog Cut, and where they started the repave was right before this huge bump. So you would hit the bump, go into the new pavement, which was still like pretty whoopy. Mm-hmm. It wasn't totally smooth. So people were experimenting. Where do I put the car? People tried left or right. Maybe I can drive flat out, over the bump and then brake. And that didn't work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for a few folks. So yeah, you always hate to see that.
Yeah. But you qualified very well, because you went off like 10th on the actual day or something like that. So
yeah.
You qualified P1 for your
qualified P1. Yeah, qualifying day was really good. It was fun. It was the fastest I've been in the lower section. That's where qualifying happens, is in the lower.
Okay.
And so as the week goes on and groups cycle through each of the sections, once you're in the lower, that's your qualifying day. So the people who have to start off in the lower section on day one, they're qualifying right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So that's not always easy. I think I've had to do that once. And this time around, we were on day 3. So then you can kind of see what other people are turning in some of the other classes, which doesn't really matter so much because we're with the class that we're actually racing. Right. So, yeah, I had my best qualifying day by 3 seconds. I think I beat my time. So that was pretty cool. And then on the timing charts, right down at the start line, there's like Romain Dumas in the Ford electric, crazy thing, and then I was second to him for like a lot of it. So
you take a picture of that?
Yeah, they're sending me pictures, and they're like, "You're hurting some feelings right now." But so that's kind of cool to see.
I guess the only bad thing about going 10th is you had to stay up on top of the mountain all day long.
Oh my God! Yeah, it's a long day up at the top of the mountain. A long, lonely day.
Yeah. So. Congratulations, you won your division though.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And didn't win the Queen of the Mountain this time. Passed on.
Unfortunately,
well, you beat your time.
Along.
Yeah, you beat your time by 3 seconds officially.
Yeah.
From 2024, so 10:17.
10:17.
Ish. And then she beat by 6 seconds. Something like that. I have a problem with that. And it's not the driver or anything. It's just like you've got different powered cars as well. So it's kind of like you put a driver in a more powerful car, you're definitely gonna beat.
Yeah.
Not that she's not a good driver. I'm not saying that by any means. Anybody that can run that time is a good driver. You know. So yeah, that kind of course I'm a Laura Hayes fan, so.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, that's not fair.
Yeah, like going into it, I mean, you look at the car that she's in, and it's like, well, that's going to be tough to beat. You know, you've got 1,000+ horsepower versus our 400, and we're on street tires. She was on slicks.
Just different categories? She could be on slicks?
Different categories, yeah. Okay. She was in completely different class, different rule set. And but I was still gonna try.
Yeah.
and came pretty close. You know, I don't know how much faster I can really go in the Supra, but you know, now it's like there's a carrot now in front of me to take that
go with
back.
A more powerful car next time.
Yeah, so. Now I've got to figure that bit of it out, right? The Supra, don't want to say easy, but the Supra's accessible.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we've raced those throughout the year, so it's an easy car to take to the mountain. But now I got to figure out something faster.
Well, I don't know how many people know this, and can I say what your best time ever is?
You can, yeah.
Okay. Unofficial best time in a Supra is 9:59.
Mm-hmm.
You were trying to break the 10-minute mark, and you did 9:59 point something. It was close.
Yeah.
So, in my mind, you're still queen of the mountain.
Well, thank you. One of the people who saw the Apple episode on the VR headset.
I was telling somebody about that. I wish we could watch it again, because when we watched that, it's 8K, right? Wasn't it 8K format? Like, not 4K, but 8K.
Yeah.
And when you have the headsets on, it's like you're sitting in co-pilot in the passenger seat. And I could turn around and look at you just like I'm looking at you right now. I could see your eyes. I could look over here and see off the mountain. I could look in the car. I mean, everything was so realistic. It was like I was sitting in the car with you.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yeah, the immersive headset is amazing.
Yeah.
That technology is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that car had a little more horsepower in it, but still, I mean, if you go from the fact that it still probably had 500 horsepower, I don't know.
No, it was still around the 430 mark.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, out of the box Supra horsepower, but we were on slicks that day, so we actually used tire warmers. So
okay.
Out of the gate, you know, you've got the grip and it's right underneath you. But you know, it wasn't too much different than what I just drove a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just a couple of little things to make the car faster, to try to beat that 10-minute mark.
Just unofficial time.
Yeah.
Right. So
official times always happen on race day.
Yeah.
But throughout the year, manufacturers will visit the mountain to break, you know, an electric record or an all-wheel drive SUV record, and they'll rent the mountain privately, which is what we did with the Apple thing.
Yeah. So that people don't know, it was an Apple documentary only on
Apple TV.
Apple TV.
On the immersive headset.
So who knows how many people saw it, but if you get a chance to see it, it's pretty amazing. Yeah. And y'all spent how much time did y'all spend on it? Just a day?
So I had 3 attempts to set the record. So the first was kind of a warm up, just kind of a siding lap right up the mountain, and then the second was, you know, try to do it on the second, because we'd like to use the third attempt to get helicopter shots and you know, different views that we're not going to be able to. So I was like, okay, I'll give it my best shot, and we were able to get it done on the second.
How close were you on the first 2 runs, or the first
one? I was a 10:06.
Okay. And
I could I didn't have a timer in the car, but it just felt like I was like, I think this was around 10 minutes, wasn't too far off. And then 9:59 on the
I don't
second.
think I would like a timer, because then I would end up doing something stupid if I was running behind.
It'll make you angry.
Just like on the sim, trying to catch your lap time record, and I do something stupid, or you see that green that you're ahead of, and then you go into whatever turn and you end up back in the red.
Yep. I had a timer this year out on the mountain, and I looked over, and I had about 3 miles to go, and I'm like, this is gonna be close.
Yeah.
You know, versus my time from last 2 years ago.
Yeah. Are you doing? Didn't you race with the? It's not called this anymore. Shift Up girls, the women.
I have raced with them a couple of times this year.
Y'all.
Yeah.
I think you won. You and Elena.
We won at Daytona.
Didn't y'all win?
Yep.
Yeah.
Won at Daytona, and then we won at Thunder Hill. We've had a couple of good races with them. But I
Yeah.
don't race with them again the rest of the year.
Yeah, that was just like a one-off or a couple races you did or something like that
Yeah.
with them. Yeah.
When I'm not with TCB, then I'll
Yeah.
hang out with them.
So, gotcha. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's it. I
That's
think
it.
you've caught us up on everything and caught me up as far as clarity on what you're doing. You know, I knew a little bit about what you were doing, but didn't know the specifics of it. You know.
Well, what
So-
about the GT2? Where's that at?
It's
Can I
back
take
there.
that
It's
up
back
that
in there.
mountain maybe
That
next
is
year?
the fastest. You don't want to take that car up the mountain. That car is. I'm a normally aspirated fan. Still am today. But to me, that's a street car, and when those curb turbos kick in, it's fast. Yeah.
You haven't had it on a track, have you?
No.
Yeah.
It's too expensive of a car.
Yeah.
But I mean, 0 to 60 is the same as the Ford GT, but it just feels. I mean, the Ford GT is a supercharger, so it's instant power. But that car, I guess it was the fastest. It's the first 911 to break 200 mile an hour, because the Yellowbird did way back when. But I think that's the GT2 997.1 is the first 911 Porsche to break 200 mile an hour. So there's two cars I'm scared of in this garage, and it's the Ford GT and it's that GT2. So, and like Wayne, when we were recording with Wayne, he said, "Okay, come up on the back bumper real fast." I'm like, I ain't too sure about that. I don't know when this turbo's gonna kick in. It's gonna kick in like 5 feet from the car, and I'm gonna hit you in the back bumper, you know.
Yeah.
But
That thing would be sweet up the mountain. We went to the Porsche dealership while we were out there after the race, and they had Jeff Swartz, I don't know, GT3 something from years back. Sequential would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Up the mountain.
yeah.
Sequential makes a bunch of noises.
Oh, you're
Turbo.
used to the turbo. I'm not used to driving a turbo car.
Yeah.
I mean, my daily is a turbo, but that's on the streets. It's different. But to me, it's just I would have to get used to, you know. To me, like if I was going up Tail to Dragon, the turbos would kick in right at the curve, right when they're not supposed to kick in. You know, I don't want them kicking in at that time. So, but you're really used to driving the Supers, a turbo, and
Yeah.
stuff. So it's a little
Yeah,
different.
more second nature now.
Yeah. I'm so used to a non-turbo that, yeah. So, but yeah, it's an investment car. You know, I sold the GT3 RS for that car because it was kind of dropping in value, but it's come back up a little bit, and that car is just continuing to go up. You know, so it's more of an investment car for me.
Yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense.
So
Is it in here?
yeah,
Is it on
we'll go
books?
take a look
I don't know
at
that
it.
I've seen it yet
Yeah.
in person.
Yep, I'll show it to you.
Heck yeah.
That's all I've got.
All right.
I appreciate you coming back on.
Always love doing it.
Until next time, keep
Yeah.
finding full throttle.
That's right.